In this video, we're talking about how you need to audit your expenses to increase your profits immediately. What's up, everybody? I'm Mike Claudio, owner of WinRate Consulting and host of the Big Stud Podcast. Specifically related to this video, I want to talk about things you can look at inside of your business and your life to look at expenses and figuring out what's working for you, what's working against you, and how you may be able to increase profits next month. Look, ultimately, we're all trying to make more money. We're all trying to grow revenues, but not just growing revenues, you have to decrease expenses sometimes as well to figure out that bottom line. There's not an event you've been to where someone isn't out there bragging about their gross revenue numbers. Man, we hit 5 million this year. And then he goes back to his hotel room and cries because it cost him 5.2 to do it, right? Those are the things people don't talk about. And I think more often as I've coached over 300 companies at this point, one-on-one. And when you get behind the scenes, I promise you, grass is not always greener. Different industries are not more profitable. Like, man, I wish I could do that. That seems so much easier. It always seems easier, but it never really is. Even coaching, people think, oh man, you must make so much money. I can't tell you how difficult this company is to grow and scale, right? You got to get high quality people. You got to spend a bunch on equipment and content and events and travel. And like, it's not as easy as you may think. But ultimately, every business's job is to make money and keep it, right? Taxes are part of that. Insurance is part of that. Investments is part of that. It's all part of it, but it's not just about growing revenues. In this video specifically, I want to talk about cutting expenses. 3 primary things I want to talk about. First, and this is related to your employees, and I mean this as objectively and with care and love as I can. Every employee on your payroll, whether 1099, W-2, freelancer, whatever it is, needs to be able to get you a return on investment. I have never looked at hiring people as an expense. I always look at it as an investment, whether it's a videographer, whether it's an office administrator, a salesperson, operations manager, a production manager, a field employee, it doesn't matter. If you are spending money on an employee, you need to be making sure you get a return on investment. And so calculate that. What is this person getting you directly, right? A salesperson is pretty simple. They sold this revenue, we have this profit, we pay them this commission, there's an ROI. Production manager, how much more work can you get done because you have this person? Office manager, how much time do you get back so you can do more fruitful or more revenue generating activity? You have to say, I'm gonna hire this person, I'm gonna spend this amount of money so that I get this return. Sometimes it's a direct monetary return, sometimes it's an indirect monetary return just because of the time you got back or the freedom. Or even for me, I've hired people around our world, not just in business, but in life. You know, we have a landscaper, we have a pool company, we have a housekeeper, we have a nanny, we have babysitters. These are all people we spend money on because the hourly rate of that person is worth it for the time I get back to spend with my family, a higher revenue or higher value time. I'd rather spend time with my wife on Sunday hanging out, playing with the kids, going to the park, than sitting on, let's go fold some freaking laundry. I hate spending time on my weekends doing things like that. So I spend money on other things like people to get my time back. So not all return on investment is direct monetary. Sometimes it's time to do higher value activity. Sometimes it's time to be able to hire more people or train more people. Sometimes it's time so you can get onto more job sites or you can get more things done or you can have more conversations, whatever it is. But look at your headcount. I would say more often than not, they either have too many people or they're overpaying people for the return they're getting. Right? Because sometimes you have an employee and they're like, I deserve more money. And you're like, well, I can't lose you, so let me pay you more money. Not saying, are you actually worth more money? And that is an objective, hard thing to do as a business owner, is putting a value on a person's time. And I'm somebody who tends to like to overpay people, but it's for this reason. I much rather pay an A player 150% of their value, of like market value for that position, than a B player market value. Because that A player is going to always get better results than the B player. That's just the world. It's just the way to look at it. It's a fact. I'd rather overpay one employee than pay 2 people the right amount. That one employee will get me more results than those other 2 people that I'm paying that are C or B players. But look at your staff. Who are you paying? How much? And what value are you getting for that investment? I would say likely you would have a better return on investment and you'd be able to save money by firing some B or C players and hiring some A players. It saves you money on payroll and you also make more money on the return on investment. So that's the first one. Audit your headcount. The people, what are they doing? How much time are they spending doing it? Can I outsource this? And yeah, firing people sucks. I've probably fired 25 people in the last 2 years. It's not fun, but the mission has to come first. And the mission is directly related to the profit that you keep. You need profit to facilitate the machine to work. Second, what are you spending on material, and depending on your business, could be material, could be resources, could be whatever it is. Are you doing a good job auditing your suppliers and vendors? More often than not, I see people like, well, I just always use them, not realizing that person has increased their price 3 times in the last 2 years, and there might be a more affordable option out there. We get lazy as business owners sometimes, and we just say, well, that's how we've always done it, so that's how we're gonna keep doing it, because I don't wanna go through the struggle of change. I don't wanna find somebody else, whether it's a vendor, supplier, sub, whatever it is, some provider of service or products. More often than not, there is a better value out there to be had, whether that's a higher return on product, a better service, a better relationship, more on time, more accurate, and depending on your business, it could vary. But go shop your vendors. You know, just like shopping your insurance. Right, we're gonna get to expenses like that in a minute, but like you shop your insurance, just like your car insurance, your home insurance, your life insurance, you shop those things around. Why wouldn't you shop around your marketer? Why wouldn't you shop around your videographer? Why wouldn't you shop around your rock supplier, your mulch supplier, your whatever, your dentist, whatever it is? Go shop around. You know, every day there's new people getting into the marketplace. And like, look, 80% of businesses fail for a reason, but that's also why there's always so many new businesses, people trying to innovate, people trying to do things differently, better, in a way that allows them to provide you a better service at a lower price. That's business. That's what people do. So go shop some of your suppliers, your vendors, your providers of products and services. Go shop around a little bit. You may be surprised at how you can save 10% across 3 different things, and all of a sudden you just added 30% to your bottom line. It's not hard to do. You just gotta put the work in. And the final one is looking at overarching reoccurring expenses. I can't tell you how many times I've seen somebody who's paying for 4 or 5 different apps or 4 or 5 different CRMs or 4 or 5 different of the same thing because they tried it. They signed up for that, you know, especially at home. Like you got Netflix, Hulu, DirecTV, Disney Plus, you all these things. I mean, how many are you actually watching, right? And I'm not here to nickel and dime yourself, but especially as a business, because especially if you have multiple employees, they're all signing up for shit. They're all buying the premium version to test it out and then forgotten to cancel it after the free trial. So look at all of your monthly reoccurring expenses, car payments, your mortgage even. Can you refinance? Maybe there's some debt facilities that you have as a business on equipment or whatever that you've purchased that maybe you can refinance and get a better rate somewhere else. You know, looking at a line of credit to consolidate some debt into one place, but looking at your monthly reoccurring expenses, insurance, debt facility, leases, mortgages, rents, whatever it is, look at everything you pay monthly, car payments, and say, how can we become more efficient, effective, or cost effective on these? Maybe you might be able to pay some stuff off that you didn't realize you could to drop a payment out. Maybe you can consolidate, maybe you can shop around, you can find a better way. Maybe you can sell some stuff. I mean, how many pieces of equipment that you do have sitting around your job sites or around your office that just aren't being utilized? You might be able to sell that, maybe take a loss on that piece of equipment, which I understand people don't want to do, but then you can take that money and pay off this debt over here, which minimizes your monthly expenses. So if you audit your employees and your payroll, if you audit your vendors, suppliers, and providers of services and product, you audit your monthly reoccurring expenses. If you do all those things right now, I guarantee in the next 3 months, you have more profits left over. There's no way that you're perfect across all 3 of those categories. And if you think you are, congratulations, or you're just blind, dumb, and stupid. I don't know what to tell you, but your ego might be killing you right now, and that's why you're chasing money every week to make payroll. If you're struggling building profits, it's because of your lack of clarity into where money's going. Bottom line. So look at your headcount, your payroll, vendor suppliers, and look at monthly reoccurring expenses and see how you can become more efficient so that you can win fast and win often.